format on a regular basis during our telecast. That Cheryl. So Jamal Mashburn in the starting lineup. We were talking about that earlier with the head coach, Paul Silas. He said he was
my concern right from the front is so many players nowadays want to slap down as McGlory goes inside, tries to get himself going after a real tough game. Davis on the offensive boards with a second shot, and there's a third shot opportunity for the Hornets. Their big front line asserting themselves. Pete has rebounded best, has won the games, and obviously a great individual performance in game one by Allen Iverson.
Mashburn. So Jamal Mashburn hits on his NBA Spanish language feed, is now available by SAP.
Probably the best thing that could happen to New Orleans is that Mashburn hits his first shot, because at least Mashburn feels that he can.
No finger of his right hand, which is his shooting hand.
So Paul Silas had to make adjustments when Mashburn missed the game because of the broken finger. He wound up going to a running open court game. He tried to hurry the ball back down the floor. So Philly back up by Iverson on Wesley for a layup. Beautiful job.
Which is kind of strange. Now Jamal Mashburn is noted as an excellent team player and a guy who does look to set people up. As Mashburn hits again.
In the first 4 games, that time very effective.
Iverson dumping it off to Coleman, and it's put home by Thomas.
He has somewhat some say in it, but it does not end with Larry Brown, who he necessarily wants or doesn't want.
All right, Mashburn again. So Jamal 3 for 4 from the field.
This is amazing to me that he can shoot the ball this well after having that finger dislocated on the kick by Eric Snow.
Nice lead pass, and Snow is fouled. 76ers opened up 2 for 15 from the field, but Larry Brown said he was very pleased with the way his team was playing, despite the fact they were not shooting well. They were very aggressive, and
New Orleans fans did.
Silas said Baron Davis refusing to come out of the game the other night. Nice play. In game 3, then did not play in game 4, has checked in, coming on for Baron Davis. Here's David Wesley from downtown, taken in front of Anderson.
Anderson did not practice yesterday. Baron Davis did not practice yesterday, so that's the reason that Patrick is getting minutes.
Van Horn coming up with that steal.
One way of slowing down a fast break in transition game is to jam the rebounder. That was a different kind of jam. He was only about 9 feet off the guy, but still intercepted the pass.
Mashburn again.
Sixers came up with 23 points. Very critical on the outcome.
Once again, it's Pat chasing Iverson all over the floor. Did so well the other night. Beautiful pass, though, as Iverson found the coming Van Horn.
Great pass that time by Iverson. Good movement by Van Horn without the ball.
Brown, he was triple teamed. There is Mashburn from 3. An incredible start. 15 of the Hornets, 19 points.
He told Cheryl Miller before the game that he doubted he could even take a 3-point shot. As we see Van Horn hit the 3 because he didn't think he would have the range on it with the broken finger.
Sixers 23 of the Hornets 19. Things picking up here in the first quarter. McGlory is fouled.
Feet away.
Just tested the finger. Shot clock to 7. Here's Alexander.
He's got an unusual, it's like 2 different stages of jump shot. One, he brings it up, and then he shoots it.
Kind of an extension, and then on the way down, he releases Van Horn.
Van Horn shooting just 36% in the first 4 games, 14 to 39 coming into time.
Iverson on the run. Here's McKee with Williams. And you can see Mashburn kind of slid by, did not want to take a chance of making contact with the finger.
Yeah, because it would have been his right hand that he would have had to gone up and block it with.
Van Horn had an outstanding first quarter. Iverson all the way. Rebounded by Monty Williams. Monty Williams. Tractor trailer. So it is P.J. Brown up front with Lynch and Traylor. There's Traylor getting inside. Very difficult. Iverson getting the step on Davis. And Allen Iverson.
Lisa almost jumped in the air with nowhere to go. He just guessed that he'd have an open teammate. Got up in the air. It's the worst thing you can do. Jump in the air and have nobody open. You look silly. Coming down. Lynch looks real good. Finishing that one off.
Iverson facing the double. Here's Iverson. Bullet pass for Hill, who is not able to hit it. It's rebounded by Traylor.
Got to try and keep Allen Iverson, easier said than done, in front of you. Do not let him keep blowing by the guards on the outside. Too much pressure on the big man.
Oh, nice move by Baron Davis, and the game is tied at 33. Paul Silas telling us earlier that they tried to make Iverson go to his right side. And a foul is called.
Meaning, if you find enough space to create a shot for himself, sometimes making a most difficult one.
Brown working now on Brian Skinner. I should say McGlure. Jamal McGlure with 5 for 8, 11 points, all the scoring in the first quarter. McGlure off a nice one-hop pass from Mauricio.
Times you wind up with a leg break, which is still part of the transition game.
Allen Iverson getting set to check back in. Lynch. Like Coleman got a piece of it. Nice fadeaway by Lynch. He's hoping to bring it back to New Orleans for a Game 6 on Friday night. Here's Coleman for 3. Games on Friday.
Oh, what I meant the games that are going on. It doesn't help us know where we're going to be.
All right, Thomas gets the roll. Don't try and trade me away now. See what happened. Refused to leave. P.J. Brown and a foul. Brown looking for an offensive foul, but it's against the 76ers.
Ashburn Snow not known to be real aggressive as a scorer.
Here's Snow with the shot clock running down. Eric Snow. And we erroneously pointed out.
We did not erroneously.
Flyers had a 2-1 lead. It's the Ottawa Senators that brought 2 games to 1. Foul is called.
Talked about New Jersey, the Devils, and that they were hitting the puck well. They have scored a lot of goals.
Iverson. Underway, the Sixers have a 3-point lead. Iverson and Snow open up in the backcourt, and Eric Snow able to play the first 7 minutes, and that was it. Davis's shot blocked by Thomas. And here comes Snow. Hornets get back, and Snow pulls it back. Thomas for Van Horn. And he is fouled. Timeout. The Hornets actually had a private huddle during that timeout.
You know what? I like what Paul Silas did. P.J. Brown with the drive and the layup. Paul Silas started to talk to the team.
The Hornets went over 6.5 minutes without a field goal. Sixers had a 16-6 run of that stretch. Keith Van Horn again from downtown.
Look back right now and you wonder if Elvin Campbell were healthy and if he were here right now, would it be a little different story for the Hornets down inside. Another offensive option to go to, another big guy on the glass, a 7-footer.
That will count, and the foul.
More people would like to see Iverson take it to the basket more often. He does such a great job of getting by defensive.
Iverson and Wesley making contact. Iverson trying to draw the foul. Ashburn with the lead, and McGlure puts it down.
He's getting back to it. That's a technical foul right there on Allen Iverson.
And now Keith Van Horn looking to settle down Allen Iverson, who earlier was upset with Tyrone Hill for picking up Van Horn. While the Hornets hope to take it back to the Big Easy for a game on Friday. Shot clock to 5. Here's Thomas. And again, Iverson felt the contact. He was shoved by Wesley.
He's not afraid of anybody. He does not back off you.
Iverson shooting over Wesley. The Elvin Campbell deal, incidentally, involved Kenny Anderson, who was acquired from the Seattle Sonics right at the trade deadline. And Jamal Mashburn, who has not hit in some time, is able to knock it down.
It's a free agent year for Campbell. They thought he would really work to show what a contributor he could be. He didn't seem overly excited about contributing too much. They got Kenny Anderson, who could be a safety valve for Davis in case he got hurt. And also another guy whose contract is up at the end of the year was Kenny Anderson. So the salaries matched. That was the trade-off.
Hornets showing some signs. Nice pass for Mashburn. That counts. And the foul. Eric Coleman has not been a factor. He's been in foul trouble. Snow is fouled by Davis. What an outstanding performance by Jamal McLaurin.
Really accepted the challenge of the last game. He's very disappointed. That's what Wesley can do. That's where he's the biggest mention of the game he's had. He has answered the challenge of his head coach, answered the disappointment of the last game against the Phillies front line.
Davis, yes. Aaron Davis has given the Hornets
From the side you want to go to.
Aaron McKee, yes. Nice return pass. Remaining on the third. They coming up on Davis. It's B.J. Brown with that line drive shot. It's game 5 of this best of 7 Eastern Conference quarterfinal series. The Sixers up 3 games to 1. And Horn. B.J. Brown gambled, went for the steal. Now Mashburn led by McKee. Mashburn, yes. Jamal Mashburn has 17 points.
You can knock him down on a regular basis.
Sixers by 1. Iverson, yes. Stop clock to 6. Davis looking at the clock. McLaurin. Coleman to sweep it away from Brown.
Iverson goes quick. He'll get a 2-for-1 situation for the Sixers.
No. Well, Iverson went quick. And that is now a 2-for-1 scenario with a half minute remaining in this third quarter. The Sixers now lead by 5. Davis. Oh, what a move by Baron Davis.
Many games remaining on our schedule.
Sixers now lead 74. 73. Here's Iverson for 3. Way off. It was a rocket shot off glass. Wesley wide open. Iverson trying to lose Alexander. Thomas with the tip.
Now, there
up on the rim and misses. He should receive an assist. Is this a new type category that you have developed?
Type of assist. You have to understand.
Certain type. Lynch able to hit the 3, and the Hornets now. Off the scramble, recovered by Aliso. Here's Lynch. George Lynch with his second 3, this lead of the night, as they look to hang on in this best of 7 playoff series. Lynch, he's had the hot hand, the one-time Philadelphia 76er, George Lynch. 5 for 7 for 12 points.
Coming off a 2-for-11 performance in the last game, and the confidence Mashburn showed by giving it up when he was double-teamed to Lynch on the baseline, who hits a huge baseline jumper.
Iverson with the step. Iverson. And that was not out of the basket. That will count. Snow. Snow able to find the shot. And rebounded again by the Hornets. Lynch fires it down. Here's Davis. Rejected from behind by Coleman. And a foul called on McLaurin.
A clear breakaway layup, and Coleman comes from behind, locks it into the glass with his left hand without fouling. I think he surprised Baron Davis. Davis looks like he's saying, who is that came from behind to get it? It has ignited this entire crowd.
Remember, he did that earlier in this series. Now Coleman with the shot. Yes! So Coleman does it at the defensive end of the Sixers. The shot clock is now down to 7. Davis tried to draw the foul, but Iverson stepped away, and that ball was caught out of bounds.
The fake. Now watch Iverson as he comes down. It's clearly contact on his right arm.
2:45 to go in the fourth. Davis fell down. Iverson, he's tied the game. Iverson from downtown.
Tried to get back in his defensive stance, but he's hurting. Entry passes have been a problem. You have to throw short ones, and you have to meet the entry passes.
Mashburn right back. Jamal Mashburn in the face of Kenny Thomas, and Mashburn, playing with the dislocated finger, has now gone 8 of 18. He has 19 points. The Hornets lead by 2. Iverson around Davis, and he's tied it again at 85.
Larry Brown creates an isolation by clearing the wing through. Iverson's strong hand is his right hand. He puts a shooter in the corner. He wants Davis on the floor, match up differently. Here you see Iverson's ability to turn the corner, and then his ability to finish over the big man coming over.
Trying to stay alive in this series. They want to bring it back to New Orleans for a game 6. On Friday night, the Sixers hoping to wrap it here tonight. Mashburn is off. Rebounded by Lynch. No box out on George Lynch.
To guard Allen Iverson.
Lynch with 14, 10 of the 14 here in the fourth. And the Sixers down by 2. Coleman. Yes! He had a foot on the line. It's a 2-pointer. And the game is tied at 87.
For both these teams in games decided by 3 points or less during the season, 8-6 for Philly, 7-7 for New Orleans.
We're approaching 1 minute remaining of the fourth. Mashburn with a series of moves. Lynch again! The one-time 76er who is known as a 50 seconds remaining of the fourth. Iverson able to shake off Mashburn and then lost his balance.
So tell me, isn't that the same effect as Iverson going to the basket, drawing people, and then somebody else offensive rebound? And it's happened twice now for Lynch, where he's been the guy to pick up the garbage after penetration and a missed shot.
Half minute remaining of the fourth. Mashburn one-on-one going at Thomas. Shot clock running down, and Mashburn draws the foul.
There is a veteran. You have Allen Iverson out there.
All right, Snow inbounds, and Iverson looking for the 3. A quick shot by Iverson trying to tie it, and Snow takes the timeout. Snow will throw in as Mashburn steps away to help. Iverson, now he takes it to the rim. He's trying to draw a foul, cuts it down to a 1-point lead. There's pressure on the inbounds, and they give the foul on Mashburn. So Mashburn again hits 1 of 2, and it's a 2-point game. Down to 10 seconds. Iverson met by Lynch on a switch. Van Horn is stripped by Davis, and he is fouled. Keith Van Horn stripped by Baron Davis.
Which is the pick and roll. Iverson goes right back to Van Horn. He was coming for an outside handoff. When Van Horn spins back, that's when he's stripped. Here comes Van Horn on the way back. There's the hand in by Lynch.
All right, thanks, Ernie. 3.8 remaining of the fourth. Van Horn for 3. McKee able to lay it home, and that will do it. There will be a 6th game in New Orleans on Friday night. A stirring victory